I'd like to deliver congratulations to my mom and dad. They have been married for almost 31 years, which is becoming more and more rare in today's society. They have had such an inspiring relationship that I can only hope to have one just like theirs with my future husband. My parents met back in high school in a small town in Florida. My dad grew up in the South and lived on a farm with his parents and two older sisters. Always the rebellious, rambunctious child, he grew up causing trouble wherever he went. As he grew older, nothing really changed. He made a name for himself being a practical jokester and wreaking havoc on the small towns. When he met my mom, however, he sobered up just a tiny bit. My mom was an Air Force child who had traveled with her parents and siblings to different Air Force bases around most of the world for most of her life. When they had finally decided to settle back in Florida, she was ready to start her big adventures in high school and be independent. She was quiet and didn't really know many people, but that didn't stop her from having fun. As they grew older, they had many mutual friends, but only knew each other in passing. That all changed when a mutual friend introduced them on my dad's prom night. They grew closer, and eventually they were in a relationship. She went with him to his grad night and spent the rest of his senior year with him. As the summer rolled around, however, they broke up for a few months. Realizing his mistake, my dad quickly made amends and tried to get his woman back. In the end, she accepted his apologies and they decided to get back together. While dating, they experienced many adventures that carried into their married life. One of the biggest things I admire about their relationship is that God is at the center of it. They are both firm believers and have never swayed from their beliefs. When hard times have hit, they look to God for help, and He has never failed them. I hope when I'm married that I will have a strong, godly husband just like my dad, who has always stayed with my mom no matter what they faced. My dad, who is in the broadcasting business, was unfortunately on the road a lot. I know it took a lot of faith from both my mom and my dad to stay together. While he was gone, she held down the fort, so to speak. They have always remained strong in their faith, and in 1992, they were blessed with my older sister. Though they were happy, they knew they wanted more, and in the summer of '95, they were surprised to have not one, but two bundles of joy, my twin brother and me. Growing up, I knew that we weren't the easiest children to raise. With the constant fights, pulling hair, and screaming matches us kids had, it's a wonder my parents shaped us into decent adults at all. But every night, although they were tired from working long, hard days of work, they took the time to pray with each of us and tuck us into bed. They gave us each a sound education by enrolling us in a private academy at an early age. My parents always stressed the importance of education and pushed us to graduate all with college degrees at the time of our high school graduations. Thankfully, that paid off, and each of us are gladly pursuing different careers. I have a lot to thank my parents for. They were there at every soccer game, band concert, cheerleading competition that me and my siblings had, proudly cheering us on from the sidelines. They can be tough, especially when it comes to education, but I know I won't have it any other way. My mom, who has had a career in the medical field, finally helped me decide to pursue trauma surgery, which I hope to begin studying next year. She has played a major role in teaching me all about life and has been one of my biggest role models since I was little. My dad, who has been my rock no matter what I faced, has always had my back. Through breakups with boys and fights with my sister, he has held my hand through it all. He taught me how to shoot a gun, play guitar, and love the Lord. I know I wouldn't have gone as far in life if I didn't have their support. Their love for each other has shown through, and I know that they are happy with the lives they live. Although it hasn't always been easy, I know that their love for each of us has always been the stuff that has held our family together. So congratulations, Mom and Dad, on your wonderful 31 years of marriage and to the many more years to come. You have raised 3 awesome kids and have taught each